Hi English 145 students, this is Ms. Tejada and I want to welcome you to week 6. Let's start by looking at the workshop schedule. You'll notice that this week the topic is writing an effective paragraph for English 21 and you are in English 145. But that's okay, sometimes we need a little refresher, a little reminder about what makes a paragraph strong. So if you are interested in that, and you still have some questions about how to write a very developed, unified, and coherent paragraph, you should check out this workshop. Okay, let's look at what's going on in the lab. So if I'm on the home page, I'm going to click on Course Map to get to the assignments, and we'll scroll on down to week 6. So if I click on the assignment and then click again, you'll see that this week you're going to be learning about commas. There are a lot of rules, but that's the only way you'll know how to use the comma correctly, so make sure to take some notes so that you can keep these in mind. Also, you'll be learning about semicolons, and you've already seen this when you were learning about compound sentences, but they break it down a little bit further. So, we're starting to look very closely at our sentences, making sure we're using our commas and our semicolons correctly. So that's what you're going to be learning about this week. Let's go back to Course Map so we can see what the project portion is. And if we click on Project 6 and click Begin, you'll see that you have 2 sections. In the first section, you have 10 sentences, and you have to insert commas where you see or where you think it's necessary. Okay, so carefully read these, remember the rules that you learned, and add commas. So you can do that by copying the sentences, pasting them in the text box, and from here you could just insert those commas here. All right, and for the second part, you're going to copy the sentences, paste them in the text box, and you're going to create compound sentences by using coordinating conjunctions or semicolons to fix these sentence errors. So all of these 10 sentences have something wrong with them. They're either comma splices or fused sentences. And so it's your job to fix them using either a semicolon or one of the fanboys along with a comma. So make sure to try out both techniques so that you can get some sentence variety. If you are not quite finished, but you need to leave, remember to click Continue Later to save your work. But if you are all set, make sure to call over a tutor so that they can give you some pointers and let you know which sentences you fixed correctly and which ones still need a little bit of work. After you've done that, then you are good to click Finish and you're done with your assignment. So that's it for the mandatory assignments for week 6, but remember that you do need to be in here for an hour and 15 minutes. And so let's check out the In the News. And we'll do that by clicking on Discussions and Private Messages, Class Discussions, and then Week 6. So this week we're talking about how UC Irvine attempted to ban the American flag. And so a branch of the student government decided that taking down the flag from their lobby would make it a more inclusive space, but that decision was quickly overturned by administration. And so we're just kind of saying, what does this mean? What does the American flag symbolize? And so if you read this article and then watch this video, you'll find out a lot more about this issue. Next, we have a series of 3 questions that you can respond to by clicking on Post Reply here. And if you want to reply very respectfully, remember, very respectfully to one of your classmates, you can click the quote button or the quote link on their message, and then you could respond to them directly. All right, so that's it for the mandatory and the optional assignments. I hope you guys have a good week, and I'll see you in the lab. Bye!